In this respect, let's reconsider the cliche, cutting the apron strings. It is my personal belief that you never cut the apron strings. Even after death, you never cut the apron strings. All you learn to do is to retie the knot in a different way. You reacquaint. You become refreshed. You find out new beginnings, new thoughts that you didn't think could be. Your willingness to explore will be frightening at times. Even with as much as you already know, there is even more to learn. You must develop a sense of understanding that even though you become self-supporting and independent, you will still need fellowship one with another. As good happens, you'll want to share it with someone or many people. The same will hold true for the bad. Your fears will be overcome as you allow yourselves to have courage to stand and be strong to face them. As your courage remains steady and strong, your lives will be richer because of it. And in the words of Martin Luther King Jr., courage faces fear and thereby masters it. Cowardice represses fear and is thereby mastered by it. Courageous men and women never lose the zest for living, even though their life situation is zestless. Cowardly men, overwhelmed by the uncertainties of life, lose the will to live. We must constantly build dikes of encouragement and courage to hold back the flood of fear. Could you have also meant this by the motto, "But I will go where there is no path, and I will leave a trail"? You're at the times in your lives now. You must begin to answer the questions for yourself. What will I do? Where will I do that what? When will I do the what at the where? And probably the most difficult question that you are going to have to start to answer for yourselves now, because you have been given all the proper tools to manage that question, to take it, to mold it, to shape it. You have to answer the how for yourself. The most easy questions: the who and the why. You know who. The who is you. You know why. For mental health and survival. I charge every single one of you to take your responsibility at this time, carry it, accept the good and the bad, go on to those new beginnings, and let what you've already come through help. I charge all of you to be happy. As I walked into this school tonight, I saw all kinds of signs that said, develop, develop, develop. Get a sense of where you're going. Do this, do that. Have you done this? Have you done that? Good luck to the class of '87 from SAD. But not once have I really come across anything that said goodbye. Because there are no goodbyes. There are always until we meet again. See you later. It's been real. Let's move on. I charge you to allow yourselves to do as I feel I have done and let your workplace become your hobby and feel good that you are paid to practice your hobby. I charge every single one of you to do what it says in the Robert Frost poem. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and it goes on and on and on. And near the end it says, I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. What you do from now on for the rest of your life is going to make a difference. The world isn't awaiting for you. I don't see it that way. You have awaited the world. The world is going to go on, whether you do or not. I charge all of you to be a part of that going on. I charge all of you to be a part of making that going on exciting for yourselves, and as a result, making it exciting for others. And the next time I see you, I can truly call you Mr. and Miss, and give you even more respect than what you already deserve. Thank you for the endurance. Thank you for the invitation. Have a good time.
Your class. Greg Kurth, Trevor Bird, Richard Young, Susan DeMaine, Chrissy Lindstrom, Scott Hamilton, Nancy Roth, James Grant, Sherry Fleur, Jennifer Fisher, Stacy Weissenbach, and F. Lee Bertelsen. Let's give them a big hand. The greatest honor, academic honor that can be given to a student is to be awarded the Valedictorian here at Harvard High School. It's my pleasure to introduce Greg Kurth, who is this year's Valedictorian. Not all valedictorians graduate with a 4-point average on a 4-point scale. But Greg has done this. It's a straight A average in every course that he's taken. Greg?
Shakespeare once wrote in a classic play we read our freshman year, "Parting is such sweet sorrow." But these words seem even more appropriate tonight because although we are happy to be moving on in our lives, we still feel some regret over leaving high school. It will certainly be a joy to part with physics and chemistry tests, detentions, hot lunches, film strips, and yes, Shakespeare and English literature too. We are glad to see the last of assigned seating, the lack of freedom, turning in homework, and the list continues. But most of all, we also feel sorrow at parting with friends, notes passed in study hall, homecomings, jokes with our teachers, dances, attending athletic events, and all the numerous great events that occur in high school. However, there is one more aspect, perhaps much more significant, that we are parting with. And in fact, we may have parted with it long ago. And that is the innocence of childhood. There were once days when we actually did not know how to lie, and even if we did know how, we could not. There once were days when drugs and sex were still mysteries to us, and nuclear disarmament was just difficult to pronounce, let alone understand. And believe it or not, there once were days when being seen with our parents and even hugging them was all right to do. These days are gone now, but maybe some of their innocence still remains deep inside each one of us. So, as we say farewell to Harvard High, let us feel joy over the things that we are glad to part with, feel the sorrow for, and keep in our hearts those vanished, cherished moments, and try to retain some of the innocence of our childhood past. Thank you. Celebration.
I take this opportunity to extend to each of you, the graduating class of '87, my very best wishes and success in the future. Board of Education President, Mr. LePew, Secretary, Mr. McCormick, members of the Board of Education, faculty and staff, parents, relatives, and friends. I present to you the Harvard Community High School graduating class of 1987.